Hey guys, here's Louis. So I am getting really close to getting this lovebird here, this 1968 Firebird, started on his under his own power for the very first time. Okay, I still need to buy transmission fluid. I need to buy motor oil. I need to buy the oil filter, all those things, that the antifreeze, all those things that you're going to need, differential gear. I still need to do all that and buy all that, all the things you are going to need to get a car started and moving under his own power, of course. And let me tell you something. The other day I was doing shopping for the Thanksgiving holiday, and I was in Walmart, and let me tell you something. I could not believe my eyes on the prices of these things. Okay, I mean, I've been here in Pennsylvania 5 years now, 5 years and some months, and I remember buying a gallon of transmission fluid, all right, that is capable for these old cars like the Dextron 3s and stuff like that. And it was under like $15, I would say. I remember that. It was around that neighborhood, $15 or so. And when I went to Walmart these couple of days ago and I saw it 20 something bucks plus tax, I can't believe my eyes. And these are the times that we are living now. So when I started this hobby, I remember you would not even think about spending an arm and a leg on transmission fluid, engine oil, and things like that. Now you really need to think about it. And with that being said, if you guys are interested in what is used on these cars as a fluids and an oil change and stuff like that, what it takes, let me know and I'll make a quick video on it. But if I don't get no comments on it, I'll just keep moving forward to the car. Okay. Now, that will explain this video. Without having battery cables, okay, you can't have none of these things working, because these things work with a battery and the battery cables. So all these things here pretend to really important to have to getting your car, your project started and running under its own power. Okay, so let me go through what I have here on the table. I bought a car, I forgot which one. I believe it was the last 69 that I bought, and the gentleman told me that he had the original engine cranking with the battery and turning with the starter, and he was using this long battery cable here. Okay, and she's thick. I mean, she's probably like 2 gauge, I would say. She's definitely not 4, she's thicker. And I saw the prices on the original battery cables. I saw the prices of the original battery cables, and let me tell you something, for your positive and your negative side, you are gonna pay $100 and something once shipping is included and stuff like that. And trust me, it's not cheap in my book. I'm really blessed to have meeting a lot of people online, through YouTube, through Facebook, that has a whole bunch of questions about their project. They're building first generation Firebirds, and they know that I know these cars pretty good, I would say. And they reach out to me, and I'm always willing to help people out. Like I said in my last video, the good Lord blessed me with a gift, and my way to pay back and a show appreciation for the gift is to share the knowledge with you guys and also help you guys out. So This gentleman been really good to me, and anytime he has parts that he has run into, he either gives it to me or he'll charge me really cheap, because he will always tell me, I know you're going to use it on a project. And I happen to buy an original style positive and negative battery cable for my next project, which is going to be a 1969 Firebird Trans Am. If God keeps me healthy and going, that will be the next project here at First Generation Garage, and I'm going to try to build that car as close as possible to factory. So I am gathering my parts for that build, and those battery cables will be used on that project. Now, as for the Lovebird, I'm going to be making my own battery cables. So this is long enough, and let me tell you something, on these first gen, the battery cable is really long. I will give you measurements on this video. I'm going to make my own battery cables on this video. I'm going to share with you guys what I have here on the table for you guys to have a good understanding what you guys are going to use and need for your project. So let's get started. So I believe I have enough to make the positive and negative with this one battery cable here, by cutting, of course. And let's go through. So for my ignition, okay, I'm going to use a HEI distributor. Okay, now if you guys go to the parts store, let's say, and mention I need an ignition distributor for a 67 to 69 Firebird, you're not going to get this. What they're going to sell you is points. This is not points. This came out, I would say, late 1973, definitely 1974 on. Okay, maybe to like 81 or so. Okay, and it was called the HEI, high ignition, high electrical ignition. Sorry, and that's what it stands for. Okay, they are excellent. I mean, these things will last you a long time. The coil is right here, mounted on the cap. All right, and this has a module inside. 9 out of 10, when you have a problem with them, is the module that is inside these ignitions. And that's also up in price, because I checked it out and it's crazy what they're asking for one of those. But do like what I do. I go to like these car shows, swap meets kind of deal, and I get them cheap there. Always remember, when you're going to install this, make sure you have your gasket. Okay, if it doesn't come with a gasket, you ask for the gasket for this. You will have leaking oil here all over the top of your engine if you don't install it with the gasket. And on this gear, please put some you could put a little grease, okay, or you could put assembly lube. That's what I use, nice assembly lube, but don't send it inside the oil, the engine dry. Okay, and here is your vacuum advance. And guys, for you guys that know me personally, I don't use this. I have my reasons why I don't use this, but some people, they use it. Why not? I might use it for this build. I might. But anyway, if we're gonna go back to factory on how to install one of these and where one of these should be, which side, it should be on the left side. Okay, so on the driver's side. That's factory installation. It will tell you in the manual, believe me, left side. And I'm going to be honest with you, I installed them left and I installed them on the right side. The only thing is that with these first gen Firebirds, the firewall is so close to the cap at the back of the cap. The firewall is so close to the cap that sometimes it doesn't give you room for adjustment on timing. But if you get the HEI small cap ignition distributor, it gives you enough space, because It's like it looks like a point distributor ignition, but it's not. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to use the HEI, and this is the original style starter. Okay, this is a rebuild starter, but it's the original style. Okay, these suckers are big and heavy, and let me tell you something. Way back when I bought my 67 at the age of 22, I used to lift this for a long time until I would fish the wires and hook up the wires here and put the bolts through and blah blah blah. And while getting tired, but as Louis gets older and older, these suckers are getting heavier and heavier. Okay, so I picked this up in AutoZone, and if you guys need the part number, there it is. Okay, I have used many of these on my cars. As a matter of fact, all my Firebirds have the original style starters, and yes, some people do use the high torque starter. Me personally, never use them. Funny thing, as I was going through this last night, setting up for this video, I was like, man, they don't sell you no more the shims. They don't sell you no more the shims or this little rod right here. And I'm going to tell you what this little rod is. If you will measure this rod like this on this shaft here on your starter, okay, and your flywheel is here, and the flywheel have teeth, right? They have these gears like this teeth right here. If you could fit this nice and snug with some very little movement between the flywheel and this shaft, you're pretty much good for getting this starter that when the Bendix comes out, it will mate with the flywheel real nice, and you won't have no chattering or some funny noises that these starters make when you don't have them shimmed right, which that's why you need shims, because your shims will go here. Okay, and you know, the more shims you put, the further the starter goes down. The more shims you take away, the more the starter goes up, so closer to the flywheel. Trust me, it takes a little finessing. It takes a couple of tries, but you'll get it. Okay, just take your time. And the trick to this is you put one bolt here, and you try your shims. And if you have to take out, you're just gonna remove one bolt, and this is the bolt you're gonna remove, because this one will just slide straight out. Okay, you do not have to remove both bolts and bring down the whole starter, because like I said a couple of seconds or minutes ago, this sucker is heavy. So it does not come with the shims no more, or your measuring rod here. These are original shims that I have forever. Okay, original style shims, and these are new, but they have the original style presentation. You know, they look like the original style shims. And if you guys need to pick up a stack of them, Dorman sells them, and this is your starter shims right here. You see, and it gives you the original style, and they also have some funny style also included, you see. But I think you could probably cut this little thing here and it will work. But it has the original style in it, and also some other kind of style shims there. And that's the part numbers. Okay, that's the part number if you're gonna need to buy it. Now, without starter bolts, you're not gonna be able to mount it. So here are original style starter bolts, which I plan to save for another project, and I'm going to use the new starter bolts. And here is the starter mounting bolts from Dorman. Here's the part number, and this is how they look. Okay, now if you notice, the original had a flange, okay, right here. This one don't. It's pretty much flat right there, right? So what I like to do is I put a washer as close as to the original look, and I slide them down, and there goes, it gives me my flange. Okay, let's move down to I'm gonna use these battery cable lugs. to make my wires. When I cut my wires down, this is what's going to be hooked up to the battery terminals. And talking about my terminals, they're right here. I love to use them. All my Firebirds that are driving and I could drive them in the streets have this. Okay, the one with the big lug is always going to be your positive, and it's marked right there, P for positive. And the one with the smaller lug is going to be marked negative, and it is marked negative. Okay, don't be drilling out nothing bigger or anything to fit it here. This is here for a reason, to keep you from not shorting out your car or even possibly burning it down. So just follow this. And there goes the part number if you guys need to see that. All right. And the part number for these slugs. All right. And these are the spark plugs that I like to use. Part number champion. All right. You need 8 of them if you're going to put an 8 cylinder in your car. And AC Delco. Well, check that out. Here goes the part number. Here goes the plug wires. Okay. Always make sure if you're going to use this kind of style of HEI, you are going to order this style. And if you are going to order this style, which I did in AutoZone, you are going to tell them that you're working on a this is what I say, I'm working on a 1975 Pontiac Firebird 400, period. This will pop up on their computer. This will pop up on the computer. You're not going to have no problems, okay? What else? Oh, and guys, do not ignore this. I have seen so many cars, okay, on the road. I also have helped so many people that have electrical problems with their projects. And when I ask them, please take a picture of your engine bay, show me these areas in the engine bay, they do not have no ground strap, okay? These cars take ground straps. They take more than one. All right. They take 2 on the engine, 1 on each cylinder head. And they take this one from the body to the subframe, the front subframe. Okay. Now, I do not, this is the original one that was on the Lovebird, and I took it out and I saved it. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to reuse this one, but the ones for the heads, it did not have any. And I'm going to make it, and I'm not going to use this braided wire. I'm just going to use, it's about 12 gauge, closer to a 10 gauge black stranded wire. And I've done that many times, and I'm going to make my own ground cables going to the firewall, to the cylinder head, okay? But it's really important, guys. Don't think that just the red one, I'm just saying red because of positive. These cars did not have a red positive, by the way. The positive and negative, both was black. But people always think the red one is is the most important one, red as a positive. Guys, they work together, all right? They work together to make the whole complete circuit. So, for me to be able to get the Lovebird here started and get all of this hard work that I have put onto this car, I need to hook up some battery cables, ground straps, the ignition, the spark plug wires. And that's going to be my next video. Okay, how they get routed. Okay, your battery sits right here. I don't have the battery tray, but believe me, it sits right here. And they get routed. Okay, how does it get routed from factory? Where your ground should be and where your ground straps should be. That's the next video coming for the Lovebird. All right, I'm really happy and excited to see the car almost 100% ready for that journey. I hooked up the gas pedal yesterday, the brake pedal also yesterday, and I was playing around with the shifter. I have the shifter cable over there on my table with the bracket. I'm also going to be putting that. But a small update here on the Lovebird, just to show you guys, keep an eye out because this is the next video coming up, and I'm just a step closer of getting this baby to be able to move under his own power. Stay tuned, guys, and the video will be coming out in a couple of days. Bye bye now.